India's apex food safety regulator, the Food Safety and Standards Authority of India, withdrew its earlier order asking food businesses to stop marketing and selling milk and milk products as A1 and A2 types, saying these were misleading claims. The advisory, wherein food businesses were directed to remove claims of A1 and A2 types of milk and milk products from packaging, has been withdrawn. The FSSAI has said that the advisory has been withdrawn to carry out further consultations with stakeholders. It would imply that food business operators can continue to sell and market their products with claims of A1 and A2 types of milk. In a fresh advisory that has been issued by the authority, the regulator has said that the advisory dated August 21st, 2024 stands withdrawn for further consultation and engagement with the stakeholders. Well, to talk more on that, nutritionist Pooja Malhotra is now joining us on the broadcast here. Thank you so much, Ms. Malhotra, for speaking to NDTV. For the benefit of our viewers, we would like you to help us understand what's A1 and A2 milk categories first of all, and what does the FSSAI advisory meant now that it has been withdrawn, of course.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. First of all, a very good morning to all the viewers. There are various types of protein present in milk, and casein is one of the most important categories of protein which is present in milk, and casein is broadly of two types. So we have A1 beta casein and A2 beta casein. So all the milk, the regular milk which is being sold, contains both A1 and A2 type of protein, whereas the A2 contains only A2 type of beta casein. Now, to tell you the difference, there is a very small difference between these two. To be precise, there is only a difference of a single amino acid between these two. But it makes a huge difference on the way in which these are metabolized and their probable effects on our system. And there have been claims, there have been studies which report that there are differences in the impact of these two on our system. A1 is claimed to have effects such as bloating, acidity, indigestion. It's supposed to have some inflammation effects. It can cause inflammation in the system.
Right.
Whereas there are claims, there is some research which claims that A2 is much better tolerated. It does not cause indigestion and bloating. It has anti-inflammatory properties. It has antioxidant properties. It has more protein and less fat than A1. It has better nutrient content like vitamins A, D, E, and K, and they are better absorbed as well. So there is some research which claims that A2 is way better. So for people who have intolerances towards milk, they can always try A2 and see the impact. Although the lactose content of the two types, A1 and A2, is mostly the same, but there is research which shows that the health benefits, the impact on the health can be vastly different. So the earlier order, because the FSSAI regulations do not identify the difference. They do not distinguish between A1 and A2. The regulations that we have so far do not distinguish between A1 and A2.
Okay.
But definitely at this point in time, more research should be done to determine whether the impact is significant for the population, because there is a significant price difference as well between A1 and A2.
But many experts have been saying after the FSSAI advisory had come in on the classification of these categories that these labels on milk and milk products are just a marketing gimmick. It has nothing to do with the quality. What do they really imply by that?
The A1 milk which is being marketed is genetically modified, and there are claims that the cows are injected with antibiotics and growth hormones to increase the milk production. So the milk production, the yield is definitely higher of A1, and that is why it is much cheaper than the A2. A2 is coming from the indigenous cows which are grass fed, and they're not given any injections, any growth hormones. And we are seeing how much there is a lot more intolerance to milk. There is a lot more incidence of allergies nowadays as compared to what it was a few decades ago. So I think it's worthwhile that more more research is done, and before entirely rubbishing it off as a marketing gimmick, in my opinion, more research should be done so that it can be truly determined. Now, there are people who would not have any adverse effects to A1. They are very well able to digest A1. They do not have any problem. But there are a lot of people who cannot tolerate milk. They have adverse effects on their system.
Right.
So it's worthwhile that it is researched and determined.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Ms. Pooja Malhotra, for speaking to us and sharing all that information. That has been quite insightful. We do understand now the FSSAI, of course, has now withdrawn its advisory that was issued earlier. So that definitely, of course, implies that the food business operators, that's the FBOs, can operate. They continue to sell and market their products with claims of A1 and A2 types of milk.